So if you're not here for story, scatter about. We will see you next time. If you are here for story, then we will continue some side questing and progress our story a little bit here. Let's see what's going on in this new region. Walk away. Oh, we can take dyes we actually do utilize here. So stock up on some sky blue dye. It's a spray bottle with your name on it. Yeah, I know you. Toured the farms of their majesty, right? How about something a little more hands-on? I've been assigned the role of cleaner. One of my duties is the periodic application of insecticide. Here, I've marked a few areas in need of treatment on your map. Take this extra strength debugifier and give them a good liberal coating. Let me know when you're done, okay? Okay. Let's go spray for bugs. This industrial-grade repelling insecticide has been proven to work on every six-legged abomination under the sun. A shame it's perpetually raining. Ooh, here, let's do this since we're going to be out here, just in case I do bite the dust. There's our remaining location. There's not a lot of side quests, thankfully, so I haven't got too much to catch up with here. I have to wonder what the 6th zone is going to be. Welcome back. Thank you for handling that, by the way. It'll be some time before we need to worry about any Oglop sightings. As cleaners, we're responsible for sanitation, waste disposal, recycling, even land maintenance, all in the name of keeping our homes free of bacteria. Unlike the entirely artificial Everkeep, we get a lot of bugs here in the outskirts. Trust me, we move right in if we let them. Oglops in particular are the worst offenders. They spread disease through the germs they carry, so their extermination is non-negotiable. Problem is, they're genetically predisposed to withstand even the harshest of environments, which makes them tough to kill. Personally, I find them kind of cute, but as cleaners, we have a job to do. We'll never be able to eradicate them completely on account of their propensity to breed, but thanks to your hard work, we're a few more moons before we need to worry about them again. Here, your job well done. Take the sky blue dye. Our next side quest, we've insecticided the town. Natural selection has a produce picking problem. Not sure what you're doing here, but I certainly won't look a gift Ronique in the mouth. Could you go and fetch me a vegetable? I should probably explain. I'm trying to plan out my dinner tonight, but for the life of me, I just can't decide what to make. Won't be much trouble, I promise you. Go to Yupe's Halo and speak to Shepamane. He's bound to have a few seasonal offerings. Okay. Why did I walk all the way out here? What am I doing? We're back on the ground again. We're not flying in the zone. What the hell was that? This is someone's dog bumping the door. Max, enough, bud. Just someone walking through the hallway. Aren't you the guest who's touring the farm with Queen's Fiend? Is there something I can assist you with? I need vegetables. Ah, so Paquena sent you to get produce. I certainly find no shortage of that here. This time of year we've got glass gem corn, Tirali pumpkins, and sweet potatoes. Take your pick. Corn, of course. Plump kernels of corn peek out from within the dried husks. Select the corn. Corn is a highly versatile vegetable. I'll bag it up for you. Here. Your selected vegetable has been lovingly swaddled in this burlap sack for ease of carrying. Welcome back. Did you pick me out something tasty? I brought you corn. Behold! Thank you, yes. I think I'll bake up some hearty cornbread and serve it with butter. It's a traditional Yasolani dish that's been passed down for generations. Even now it's fairly popular. And with our freshly grown vegetables, I feel closer to nature with every bite. Something you won't experience with the food produced in Everkeep. Anyway, thanks for humoring me. Here, take this. You don't mind ready-made, do you? Yo, cornbread? Hell yeah. I'll take it. Alright, one more side quest here. Well, that's kind of sick looking. I think that's the one of the Bosgen weapons is what that looks familiar to the gunblade I have. It just I didn't get it far enough to get the shiny version. Gunbreaker's the only one I didn't finish for Bosja because I got all the rewards I actually wanted and stopped doing the relics immediately as soon as I was done with all the things I wanted from there. So I only got 3 done. The Miracle of Electrope. Well, if it isn't Her Majesty's special guest. Did our electrocapacitor catch your eye? Machines here run on electropes, so the capacitor serves as a battery, storing the lightning energy as it rolls in from all the pylons we've erected. If you're interested, I'd be happy to show you around and tell you more about our system. Okay. Piqued your curiosity, eh? First, let's head downstairs to see the power converter. Oh, he follows us around for this. Okay. Where's the discussion point? I want to see that. Ask about the cubicle building. That's our food storage facility. By converting lightning energy to ice, we've created a refrigeration system that can prevent spoilage. It's a godsend, I'll tell you that. These parts get a lot of rain and humidity, so if we didn't have refrigeration, we'd have a massive mold problem on our hands. Ugh. After lightning energy is absorbed in the electric capacitor, it's transmitted to the power converter. Its function is to stabilize and distribute appropriate levels of energy to each household and facility. You look lost. Are you more of a visual learner? Let's pay a visit to the partitioned water tank on the north side of town. Where did I lose you? Immediately. Now, I actually have a pretty lengthy knowledge of electronics, so when it comes to things like that, I actually know quite well how all the different parts and pieces utilize and work. It's the math behind it that I suck at. Right, so after lightning energy is allocated to the residential grid, it's utilized in a variety of ways, one of which is that tank there. Normally, it's a receptacle for filtering rainwater. By using electrope to convert the lightning energy to fire, however, we can have hot water readily available at any time. Amazing, isn't it? Lastly, let's go have a look at the control tower just up the stairs. So basically just a large-scale dynamic aether conversion to move all the lightning energy into something actually usable. These panels enable us to freely adjust each of the public utilities individually. The utility manager monitors the operational status of each facility, keeping an eye out for any problems. Not a glamorous job, but it's important work. Well, I think that about covers it. Let's loop back to the electrocapacitor, shall we? Does it just perpetually rain here? It's a bit gloomy, don't you think? A scythe to an axe fight. So, how'd I do? Hopefully I've answered all of your most burning questions. Believe it or not, I'm not actually an engineer, just an apprentice. I was inspecting the capacitor when you arrived. Thanks for letting me ramble, though. It's a great opportunity to brush up on my studies. Alright, so that gets that done. Let's head back to our current quest. Yeah, the overabundance of lightning energy is definitely worrying. Zaraja, you bastard. From painted image so far removed from the speen we know, I couldn't help myself. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. And thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Alright, let's get back to our storytelling here. As we were investigating the town until I stopped and caught everybody up because I realized we were going to fall behind in levels, which would have been really bad. Do you hear that? What's everybody running for?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Time for what? Nearly time for what?
I'm glad you could make it. Are you with us?
Queen Sphene's come to see you. We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end. Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
I'll wait outside.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time.
It's definitely a situation that's a problem.
Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
I feel like Raha's putting together the same things I've been putting together. That's a really bad thing. That's not a good thing. This is really bad.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
You put together the same things I did of wait a minute, uh-oh.
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
Oh. This might be a remainder part of one of the reflections that was already absorbed.
The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sven's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Why do you seem so dejected by that statement?
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
Hold on a second. Why did you just perfect parry that? Hold on a second.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
And why is that?
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I'm afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Something about her, she can't say what needs to be said here. There's some political intrigue and controlling aspects to things here that we aren't aware of yet, and she can't say anything for some reason. I feel like our player character's starting to figure it out too. Something's...
Not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway.
Something tells me those little devices communicate everything said back to our old friend here.
Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
What does that mean exactly?
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Yeah, there's something else going on here. This is very unsettling. No shit. It's been weird since we got here. Genuinely had no recollection. Never seen or heard of anything like this before. You'd be surprised the weird shit I've seen. Could Popone suddenly forget about Namiko? It's as if he never knew her. The same thing have happened to others as well, I wonder. Way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namiko in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. think it's safe to say when we go find out about these people who don't live here in town, and find out why they don't live here in town, because there's probably a reason for that. An old woman named Namika. I'm afraid I don't know that person. Sorry I couldn't be of help. Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the Outskirts for a good while now. If you spent time here, I'd remember. Would you? I do recall caring for someone until recently. You say that was a woman named Namika? I can't say for certain if it was her, I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. You mind explaining what the hell that means? I have a genuine idea, and I don't like the circumstances of what that possibly entails. I know the storytelling of Cyberpunk 77. That's a bit dystopian, if I had to say so myself. Just a bit. Was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. Well, such a thing might be done with magic. To alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of aether corresponding for the act, too, and I sensed none of that in the moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Papone seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continue making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kukui instead. It's been said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. What the hell is that? Impossible. Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. Whoa! Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Aaronville, you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Let's go track down the weird floating guy. The weird TV with hands. It's faster than it looks. We'll catch it. I don't see it. What's here somewhere? No sign of it over here. Voice. Could it be? Surveying. It's here somewhere. Oh, I see him. Found it. Sure did. Took off that way. The northeast. It must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap. Let's not rush in too quickly. You see this rad-ass power armor? I don't think this is a new reflection. I think this is one of the ones that got absorbed. This is just a surviving remnant of it, kind of like how the Void's set up. Stones in those crates. Could it be turquoise? I think it's safe to assume it went into the mines. An old coal mine. It appears to have long since been abandoned, like so many other places. So what went in here? Heard faint voices coming from inside. It's not alone. We're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. Oh, hey. Aether currents down here. Let's grab that. It appeared no one's worked these tunnels in quite some time. I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all. Tunnel just keeps going. Device made with electrode. Seems to be the only one here. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Royal Guard! We found it.
What is this?
Ironville!
A trap?
Fucking nerd. What's up, Cider?
It really is you!
Huh?
Huh? Huh? H-U-H?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Elderspiel.
My darling, what now?
I'm dealing with adoptive parents being TOS things I shouldn't say in chat because my FBI agent is wearing. Jeez. We're doing story stuff, Cider. Which just keeps getting weirder and weirder at the point we're at.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. What are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun bun?
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
That's a really good question.
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Gulu Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Eleanor's spirit was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope.
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kathkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Appearances notwithstanding.
Oh, this won't do. Come in, come in! Friends of my Eleanor's peer are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
There's a lot more going on here than we've been told so far.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place, how are things still getting stranger?
First time dimensional traveling? Yeah, this is pretty normal actually. At this point, I doubt anything could possibly surprise me. Rimble's mother's a floating machine. Right. That makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. The Alligans had machines that could be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Kakuya is safe. Oh, hello. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, well, we'll need to ask her.